All right, let's jump right in. Have you ever caught yourself doing something a little, well, weird? Talking to yourself, or maybe your desk looks like a Category 5 hurricane just hit it? Well, what if I told you that those so-called weird habits aren't weird at all? What if they're actually signs of a seriously intelligent mind hard at work? So let's start with a big one, and be honest with me here. Do you talk to yourself? Maybe when you're trying to figure something out, or you're just hunting for your keys. It might feel a little strange, right? But trust me, you're in some seriously good company. And see, this is really at the heart of what we're talking about today. On the one hand, society might see someone muttering to themselves and think, okay, that's a little odd. But on the other hand, psychology sees something completely different. It sees a brain firing in a really powerful way. So let's unpack that first habit. Is it really madness, or is there a clever method to it? We're going to dive into the science behind that inner monologue. The one that sometimes becomes an outer monologue. So the fancy term for this is verbal reasoning. And it's all about using your own voice to structure your thoughts. Just think about it like this. Your brain is firing on all cylinders, processing ideas so fast that saying them out loud is actually the most efficient way to organize everything. It's not a bug, it's a feature. All right, let's move on to our next trait, because this one, I have a feeling this is going to hit home for a lot of you. Have you ever been told that you just overthink things? Well, what's really going on when your brain seems to be running a marathon around a single idea? And here we go again. It is all about the reframe. What most people write off as a negative thing, overthinking, is actually a sign of a way more sophisticated way of thinking. It's not really about anxiety, it's about depth. And that right there is what we mean by cognitive complexity. It's the ability to see a situation not just in black and white, but in all its incredible shades of gray. It's that internal drive to explore every single possibility, every potential outcome, before you decide on a course of action. It's not about being indecisive, it's about being incredibly thorough. And this is exactly why it's a total strength. People with high cognitive complexity just see the details and the hidden connections that most people miss. I mean, they're literally playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. It's a cornerstone trait for pretty much all strategic thinkers, from top CEOs to brilliant scientists. Okay, let's get physical for a second. Let's talk about the space around us. You know that classic stereotype, right? The brilliant but super messy professor. Well, it turns out there's a powerful truth hiding in all that clutter. Just picture it. Stacks of books, papers scattered everywhere, maybe a few old coffee mugs. To anyone else, it looks like a disaster zone, a total mess. But you know exactly which pile that super important report is in, don't you? But then, here's the kicker. You open up your laptop, and the desktop is spotless. Your files are in these perfect, beautifully labeled folders and subfolders. Your digital world is a masterpiece of logical order. So, what gives? This is something called selective organization. And let's be super clear, this has absolutely nothing to do with being lazy. It's about being wildly efficient with your mental energy. Your brain has simply decided that organizing abstract digital ideas is way more important than neatly stacking physical papers. It's the sign of a mind that knows exactly where to put its focus. Okay, for our final habit, let's step outside. Are you someone who would much rather take a long walk by yourself than go to a crowded social event? People might call that being antisocial. But is it? Or is there something much deeper happening? And yup, you guessed it, we're back to myth versus reality. Choosing to be alone isn't about running away from people. For a highly active mind, it's about running towards the perfect conditions for a breakthrough. I think this quote just nails it. Solitude isn't an escape, it's an engagement. It's you deliberately carving out space for your own thoughts to come up, to connect, and to become clear without all the noise of the outside world. And get this, there's actual neuroscience that backs this up. When your mind is at rest, like when you're on a quiet walk, it turns on something called the default mode network. That's the part of your brain that handles creativity, consolidates memories, and delivers those incredible aha moments of insight. You are literally putting your brain into problem-solving mode. So, as we start to bring this all together, the main theme becomes crystal clear, doesn't it? It's time to stop judging these behaviors and start understanding the incredibly powerful cognitive functions that they actually are. Look, if there's only one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. Genius doesn't fit into a nice, neat little box. It's often messy, it can be a bit noisy, and sometimes, yeah, it really just needs to be alone. It's eccentric, and that is precisely what makes it so powerful. So let's just do a super quick recap of those 4 powerful reframes. That voice in your head isn't madness. It's your brain using verbal reasoning to think faster. That constant analysis isn't overthinking, it's a sign of deep cognitive complexity. That messy desk isn't chaos, it's selective organization at its absolute best. And that need for a quiet walk isn't antisocial, it's your brain's problem-solving network kicking into high gear. And that leaves us with one final question, and this one is just for you. Think about your own quirks, your own eccentricities, those things you might have even felt a little self-conscious about. After listening to this, which one are you going to start seeing not as a flaw, but as the architecture of your own unique intelligence? What's your superpower?